Let me ask you something. Have you ever sent a text and then just stared at your phone waiting for a reply that never came? Or worse, you poured your heart into a long, thoughtful message and got back a one-word answer? What if the problem wasn't you, but the way you were texting? What if there are people out there, right now, who send 3 sentences and have someone thinking about them for the rest of the day? While you're sending paragraphs and getting ghosted, what's the difference between them and you? Is it looks? Confidence? Or is it something far simpler? Something you could learn in the next 8 minutes? I'm going to show you exactly what it is. 3 texting tricks, backed by actual psychology, that make anyone think about you all day. And I mean anyone. Someone you just matched with. Someone you've been talking to for months. Even someone who's been a little cold lately. Trick number 3 is the one nobody talks about. And it's probably the reason certain people live rent-free in your head too. Stay for that one. A few years ago, I had this situation. There was someone I really liked. Genuinely liked. And every time we texted, I felt like I was doing all the work. I'd send a message. They'd reply. I'd send another one. Short reply. I thought maybe they just weren't interested. Then one day, almost by accident, I sent them something different. It wasn't a long message. It wasn't a compliment. It wasn't even funny. But they texted back immediately. And then they brought it up again the next day in person, laughing about it. That's when it hit me. It's not about how much you say. It's about what you make someone feel. And more importantly, what you make them think about after they put the phone down. These 3 tricks are exactly what I figured out from that. Let's get into it. What it is, psychologists call is the Zeigarnik effect. Your brain is literally wired to obsess over things that are unfinished. Incomplete stories, unresolved questions. It's the exact reason you can't stop thinking about a show after a cliffhanger. Your brain needs the ending. So here's how you weaponize that in a text. The trick. You start a story, but you don't finish it. Instead of sending this, "You won't believe what happened to me today. So I was at the coffee shop, and this woman walks in with a parrot on her shoulder." And then continues for 4 more messages. Send this instead. "Okay, something genuinely insane just happened to me, and I'm still not sure how to process it." Then stop, don't explain, don't add anything, just wait. They will ask, because their brain won't let them move on. And the moment they ask, you've flipped the entire dynamic. Now they are chasing you. They reached out. They are invested. Why it works. The open loop creates an itch they literally cannot scratch without you. You become the only person who can give their brain the resolution it's craving. That is real psychological pull, and it costs you 1 sentence. Pro tip, use this once every few days max. Overdo it, and it feels like a game. Do it at the right moment and it feels completely natural. Just you being interesting. Trick number 2, the specific callback. What it is, this one is about making someone feel genuinely seen. And I don't mean seen in a deep, philosophical way. I mean the simple, powerful feeling of someone remembering something small that you said, days later, completely unprompted. That feeling, it's rare, and rare things are memorable. The trick. You find something small they mentioned in a previous conversation, something most people would forget, and you bring it back at just the right moment. 3 days ago, they mentioned, "I have this huge presentation at work on Friday. I'm so nervous, I've been preparing all week." Friday evening, you text, "Hey, how did the presentation go? I actually thought about you today and hoped it went well." That's it. That's the whole trick. Why it works. Most people forget. They move on to their own conversations, their own problems, their own day. But you remembered. And that tells this person something that no compliment can tell them. That they were on your mind even when you weren't talking. That feeling is genuinely addictive. Nobody forgets the person who made them feel like they mattered enough to be remembered. The key word is specific. Don't say, "Hope your day went well." That's copy-paste energy. Say the thing, the presentation, the job interview, the first day at the gym. The more specific you are, the more it feels like a memory. And memories create real emotional bonds. Trick number 3, the curiosity compliment. Okay, this is the one I promised you at the start, and I need you to pay close attention here because this is the one that most people get, completely backwards. The problem with normal compliments. You're so pretty. You're really funny. You're so smart. People hear these all day. They land for maybe 2 seconds, and then they're gone, forgotten, because those compliments say nothing unique. They tell someone what they are, not what you've actually noticed about them. The trick. A curiosity compliment does two things at once. It makes them feel genuinely seen, and it plants a question in their mind that keeps you in their thoughts long after the conversation ends. Here's how it works. You notice something specific about them, you compliment it, and then you ask a question about it that makes them reflect on themselves. Instead of, "You're so funny," say, "You have this way of making even the most boring situation sound hilarious." Like, "Is that just how your brain naturally works? Or did you practice being this quick? Because honestly, it's kind of unfair." Instead of, "You're so driven," say, "I don't think I've ever met someone who goes after things the way you do." Was there a specific moment that made you like that? Or were you just always built this way? I'm genuinely curious why it works and why it makes them think about you. Here's what happens inside their head. First, they feel the compliment, but it's specific, so it hits differently than the usual stuff. Second, your question makes them pause and actually reflect on themselves, and people find that fascinating. Third, and this is the part nobody explains, they associate you with that feeling of being interesting, being noticed, being worth understanding. So when they put the phone down and start thinking about the answer to your question, and they will think about it, every single time that thought comes up, you come with it. You're not just in their notifications anymore. You are literally in their thinking process. That's why this is the most powerful one. The other two make them curious about you. This one makes them think about themselves through the lens of you. That's a completely different level of connection. Bonus tip: the high point exit. One more thing. And this one makes all three tricks twice as powerful. Always end the conversation at its highest point. Not when things are dying down. Not when you've run out of things to say. And when they're laughing at the open loop you just set up. End right after they reply to your curiosity compliment with something excited. End while the energy is UP. Why? Because people remember how a conversation felt, not what was said. And if the last thing they felt was excited, curious, or happy, you become the person their brain links to those feelings. They'll want to talk to you again just to get that feeling back. That's not manipulation. That's just understanding how memory and emotion actually work together. Here's what I want you to take away from this. Trick number 1, the open loop, gives them an itch only you can scratch. Trick number 2, the specific callback, makes them feel remembered in a world where most people feel invisible. Trick number 3, the curiosity compliment, puts you inside their actual thinking, not just their phone screen. None of this is about playing games. It's about understanding that connection isn't built through perfect words. It's built through how you make someone feel when they're not even talking to you anymore. That's the real skill, and now you have it. If this was useful, hit the like button. It genuinely helps this video reach more people who need it. And if you want more real, psychology-backed content on attraction and connection, subscribe. I drop a new video every week. Comment below, which trick are you trying first? Honestly, I'm curious. I read all of them. See you in the next one. Take care of yourself.